Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whatever time of day it is you're tuning in. Welcome to Politically Unfiltered. Arnob Betts here again. And, the big hoopla yesterday and today, more than likely Graham Platner will be stepping down. He's not going to be racing against Sue Collins. A woman has come out and basically saying that she was sexually assaulted by Graham Platner, and of course, in all fairness, he's denying it. And all yesterday afternoon, right after this noise broke, I did a lot of listening to left and right-wing media. And the general consensus that I get from everybody that's talking about this and everybody's opinions and everything, first thing I'm going to say is I don't think that Graham Platner did this to this woman. Yes, I'm implying that I think this woman is telling a lie. Or she's taken an actual situation but maybe exaggerating it. I don't know. I wasn't there. And I'm not trying to defend Platner. What I am getting at is the general consensus amongst everybody who has kind of been watching politics for the last 40 years. The Democrat Party is very, very predictable. It never fails. Whenever something happens, it always appears to be this, but it winds up being this over here. And all of the people that have been in politics for a long time, watching it and commenting on it, all agree, and I agree with them, that when the first couple of women that came out and was making these accusations against Platner had been doing okay up until that happened. And then all of a sudden his numbers started to drop a little bit. But the powers that be, which is the Democrat elites there down in Washington and here in the state of Maine, they saw him take the hit, but they wanted to see how is he going to weather it. Let's see what happens. And as time goes on, more stuff keeps coming out. And now this woman comes out and makes this claim. And whether she's telling the truth or not, at this point it really doesn't matter. Because I believe that the elites down in Washington and the elites here in the state of Maine and all of the big money donors are all looking at his numbers. And his numbers have probably dropped down to a point where they've had situations like this in the past, and they know that when a candidate, their approval numbers get to a certain point, that there's really no sense to keep pushing him along and helping him along. There's no sense. It's time to call it quits. And that's why I suspect that this woman that has come forward is possibly not being honest about what happened. But at this point it doesn't matter, because he has so many accusations against him that whether he did or didn't do this, is quite clear that the establishment, the Democratic establishment, does not want him running. They've finally made the determination that this guy is not going to win, and if he's not going to win, then they don't need him. Now I have no idea who they're going to replace him with. No idea. I was listening to the Maine Wire TV yesterday, and Steve Robbins, he was listing off a bunch of them. And I got to be honest with you, every single one of them that he listed off, he even admitted that some of them we've never even heard of before. I mean, they may be Democrats, they may be holding a seat in the legislature or wherever they're holding their seat, but I've never heard of them. I don't know anything about them, so I can't sit here and say, oh, this one's good or that one's not, or I can't say because I don't know them. I don't know anything about them. I don't know anything about their history. I don't even know their name. So we've got to see who the state of Maine is going to pick to replace him, because I can almost guarantee you, especially, I was watching local news this morning and I watched national news, and both of them have shown all of the comments that the high-ranking Democrats throughout the party, like Chuck Schumer, and here in Maine, the Shelley Pingry, the one running for governor. And I didn't know this, but on the Maine Wire TV yesterday, I had no idea, but Shelley Pingry, running for governor, has absolutely no use for Graham Platner. She never liked him from the beginning. She didn't like him. I don't know what her beef was, but I guess even when he first announced that he was going to be running against Sue Collins, and before he even started getting really popular, she was probably one of the first ones that was, I ain't supporting him, I don't like him. And I mean, she was very clear about it. So I will give her that. I will give her that. She saw a fraud right out of the gate. And another one that saw the fraud from the beginning is a friend of mine who's a representative, Holly Eaton. She has been steadfast right from the beginning. She had made it very clear that when Graham Platner had won the primaries and beat Janet Mills, Holly was in support more of Janet than she was with Graham Platner. I'm sure she had her reasons. I don't know exactly what they were, but I'm gonna say, the Holly that I know, she's a smart girl. She's smarter than hell. And she probably could see that this guy, she saw what all the rest of us saw, that, you know, there's just something not right about this guy. He's this basic nobody, and all of a sudden he comes out of nowhere, and all of a sudden he's got all of this popularity and all of this attention, and yet he's never been in government, he's never anything. It just didn't seem authentic, it didn't seem real or something, and I'm wondering if that's what Holly saw. Genevie McDonald is another one, and I think Genevieve deserves an apology. I saw someone make that comment this morning. Holly Eaton, I was just speaking of her, she had put a comment up, and she was, just like she does, eloquently and nicely suggesting that maybe Graham Platner, because of all of this that's going on and everything that has, maybe it's time that he step down and let someone else run. Someone put a comment in there that Genevieve should be receiving an apology from a lot of people in the Democrat Party that supported Graham Platner after she had decided not to be part of his campaign, and I agree. And Genevieve, again, with Genevieve and Holly, I know that those two and I do not agree on policy. They are Democrats, I am a conservative libertarian, but when it comes to issues like this, our policy division has nothing to do with common sense. And I stand with Holly and I stand with Genevieve on this. And I did, when Genevieve came out and had that interview with the New York Times, when she had announced that she was done with Platner's campaign, and her reason why, she saw that tattoo and she said, I'm a Democrat and I can't support that. We're against that kind of stuff, and this is, in my opinion, what makes good Democrats. Again, I may not agree with their policies, but when people do something for the right reason and not for just, I want to win at any cost, and what's that term they use? The ends justifies the means. People who don't use that, they stand on core values and principles. Now you're talking about Holly Eaton and you're talking about Genevie McDonald, two people that I know. I've known them for a long time. Again, I may not agree with their policy, but as far as their core values and principles, they're standing up for it, and I'm proud of both of them. I am. More power to you, both of you. So now I guess it's moving on. I'm curious who they're going to replace this Platner with. Like I said, Steve Robbins from the Maine Wire was reading off a whole list of names. There was as many as 5 or 6 or 6 or 7 of them that he mentioned. And like I said, I'd never heard of any of the names. So I don't know. But I'm kind of curious to see what's going to happen. But let's see what today is. I don't know. Again, the scuttlebutt is we may be hearing that Platner is going to step down. I don't know if it's going to happen today, tomorrow, next week. I don't know. But they've got till the 13th, so they've still got 6 days. And then I guess they've got until the 27th of this month to find a replacement. So let's see how that all turns out. Okay, that's the end of this video here. I'm going to upload it and do all my stuff. Don't forget to share. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to comment. Don't forget to subscribe. I want to hear what you've got to say. These are really good issues, and I want to hear your point of view. Please feel free to leave them right in the comment. Today is Tuesday, July 7th, 2026. Looks like it's going to be a little rainy here on the coast, Maine, but that's all right. Let it come. It's all overcast and a little bit foggy, but it's nice and cool. Beats the hell out of all that heat we just did. Okay, you guys all have a great day, and thanks for tuning in, and I'll catch you in the next video. We be gone.